Welcome everybody to the KiWavers podcast. You know what we do around here. Bring y'all that good ass content. Hey bro, your Microsoft Office shit has expired too, Jahvel.
Damn.
You better expose me like that.
Hey man, hey bro, just let you know what it is.
I was like, Microsoft, what the fuck are you talking about? And I looked at the bottom, I was like, oh,
Hey
you
bro,
right.
just letting you know what it is. Shout out to the camera because we actually got it going this time.
Yeah.
I'm disgusted.
Be prepared to have this damn video going out as well. But enough of the technical shit. Y'all already know who on the mic. Ivan Ooze talking today.
Oh yeah, it's Kevin. Kevin the Sea Cucumber. You know what I'm saying?
Hey bro, shouts out to the goons out here.
And Ja.
Man, I'm tired of this shit. Jahvel, you need to come up with a name.
I like Handlegod. I was going about the Handlegod till I come up with something.
Handlegod.
Oh, hold on. What the hell going on right here? Oh, there it goes. Sorry, technicals.
Mm-hmm.
It looked weird for a second, but anyways. But yeah, we kind of all over the place today.
Kind of like this episode.
Yeah, pretty much. As you can see how this is starting off. I think it's just the fact that we got the camera.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's kind of throwing everybody out of whack a little bit.
We're excited though.
Yeah, we are excited, but I think that's what it is. You know, that new element.
Mm-hmm.
Now I can actually talk to you motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
So shouts out to you guys. And what the hell? But anyways, continue. What we got going on today?
Socials.
Fuck, man.
Yeah, we got socials going on today because y'all need to go ahead and hit us with them likes and follows.
Yes.
I had to be on my shit on that. I'll be honest with you.
I mean, hey, we working.
I got you.
KiWavers working.
We working.
We work 6 jobs out here.
Exactly,
So.
but
Don't get tired.
yeah, exactly. But okay. I say this I think I've said this every episode, but I will get better at doing these damn socials. I always forget these shits.
It's all right. It's all right because you know when one slack, we always pick it up. So
Big facts.
So
big facts.
shouts out to the socials though at KiWavers Podcast on Instagram and Twitter.
Yes sir. Yes sir.
And YouTube because obviously we're about to be on the YouTube now.
Yes sir.
So get ready for that. Like I said, we finally got the camera thing going. We got a few more things we got to get before we start adding some other content. But at least for the podcast, those will be on the socials or on the socials and on YouTube. So yeah, as far as socials, shouts out to people putting us on their socials. I know my boy Brandon, he's been faithful, man. He said he a little bit behind, but he said he gonna be up. Shouts out to you, Brandon.
Shouts out.
Yup.
Who else? Shouts out to Andrea. Andrea's been tuned in.
Yup.
Anybody else new? Kind of told me. Anything?
Shout out to Trenton also. They said they check them out, but they ain't new. Y'all know them niggas.
Yeah, but
I'm thinking of new heads.
Yeah, new heads.
Or not even new heads, but recently.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
got you.
Sister's friend Destiny actually put us on her story. So shouts out to her for that.
Yeah.
So double shouts out for her because from the last episode to now. But I think that's in terms of like Instagram who shouted us out. I think that's it. I don't know if you got anybody, John. No.
But y'all both sent me them. Yeah, that's the ones I saw.
Right.
Just them two. Yeah, I put them. Yeah, that's just them two.
So, shouts out to your friend Lex.
Oh yeah.
For hitting me up and taking my shit serious.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I've been saying this for the longest fucking time, and nobody hitting me up for these damn photo shoots like I've been saying.
I got you.
Yeah, because I'm like, I'm not charging nobody this year.
Right.
He said this year.
Because I'm telling you, by the time the end of the year comes, my shit gonna be immaculate.
Bro.
That's when everybody gonna start hitting you up too.
Exactly. And then what they're gonna be saying, oh, but you was doing it for free last year. That was last year. This is January 1st, 2021.
Right. It's a new time and you a little late on the ball.
Exactly. So shout out to her for actually hitting me up.
Okay.
So we're going next month.
How did that go? Y'all's photo shoot.
Oh yeah, man, it was good.
Some nice spots.
We got a few little flicks, they're coming soon.
Yeah,
we're gonna take a couple more. We gonna, like I said, we just getting started. So
yeah, so as of now, I'm the in-house editor for everything. So so I just got a lot on my plate, which is why I
got 6 jobs.
Yeah, bro, 3 of them deal with editing this podcast audio, photos for everybody else, and then the video now for this podcast. So your boy be working.
Yeah.
And that should be hurting. So if anybody really wants to take one of them jobs away from me, please. Actually, and by one of them, I just mean the filming or the video aspect of it, because nobody's taking my photo editing away from me. That's my baby.
Yeah.
Like Priya, for example.
Shouts out to Priya.
Shouts out to Priya as always. But one next thing I did want to shout out.
Okay.
So I got a social media friend named Tara. She got a nice little eyelash business going on. She supposedly is doing pretty well. So go hit her up as Lash Line Bling. And I know some of y'all girls eyelashes be looking crusty, so y'all know y'all need them. So
shot.
And look, guys, you too be looking kind of crusty too. But so if you need that, go hit her up on Instagram and Twitter. It's Lash Line Bling. Her name's Tara. Take care of you. Speaking of guys and lashes,
bro, I was just about to say, if I ever see a nigga with some fake lashes on, that's a problem.
Well, no, I was gonna say that, and I'm not throwing any shade at you, Jahvel, but this man gets so many compliments on his eyelashes, it's ridiculous.
Oh, bro, yeah, yeah.
Like whenever we worked at Wilson's Leather, Worry and all the girls would be like, "Oh my gosh, y'all, your eyelashes are so beautiful. You have the eyelashes that every girl wants," and he's just like, "Okay."
I was like, "What do you want me to say? They just eyelashes." I'm like, "Okay." Yeah. Like, trade me your eyelashes. I'm like, nigga, they just eyelashes.
Yeah. So
I didn't.
I was bored. I didn't ask you exactly. I didn't ask for it.
Yeah. So I guess shout out to Jahvel for that.
They're like, I guess they're naturally curly.
I guess.
So I don't pay attention. I just
I wake up.
I'm like, I keep moving.
Girls be getting lost in Steph Curry eyes. Is what it is.
He hit him with the light skin face.
Hey, bro, I ain't involved to that yet. So, but anyways,
he's still dark skinned.
I'm still dark skinned. But it's crazy to me. Just because we're talking about this whole light skin, dark skin thing on the joking level, it's crazy how I guess for both black and Latinos, how we all have like light skin and dark skin.
Really?
Yeah, because I don't know if you've ever seen some Dominicans. Dominicans are some
dark.
They
be
like
getting
brown people. They like us almost, depending.
There'll be some.
They be a little bit darker sometimes.
Them
Them niggas be crispy.
I ain't seen no crispy. I just
really?
I just seen like my color.
Nah, I've seen
never
some
gotten darker than that.
No, I've seen some dark skins.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really? I
Yeah.
ain't seen that.
Oh yeah, they're there.
Yeah.
He said they there.
Hondurans be like that too.
The only Honduran I've ever saw, the two Hondurans I've seen, which is funny because they kind of look like each other. They were more light colored.
Really,
So, yeah.
they're the light skin aspect of things.
Not even really light skin, just lighter.
Oh, I feel that.
Like, tan.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool.
Tan, golden color.
I don't know.
So,
But
yeah,
yeah,
I never seen no dark skins, but I've seen like really light skin like Spaniards when I went to Spain. Like the motherfuckers look white.
Well, I mean they're racist. So.
Yeah, as fuck, as fuck.
That's where racism originated.
I learned a little bit of history while I was out there, and that's the history I learned.
Yeah, no, they're the ones that started it. So, fun fact, in case you really wanted to know, that's where racism originated. Don't believe me? Slide in my DMs and I'll tell you.
He's stupid.
Hey, bro, just putting that out there. But anyways, let's just go ahead and jump into it. I think we've already taken up of your time in terms of us bullshitting. So, God, people still ain't taking it serious.
Yeah, speaking of bullshit.
Yeah,
Y'all niggas bullshit about this corona, bro.
Bruh. And we ain't talking about the beer and the lime. We're talking about that virus. Because that shit cost.
Yeah, it's costing, and it's getting way bigger than I think, not that we realized, because we kind of realized it earlier that it's going to be a big deal, but yeah, a lot of news has been coming out. I recently just saw a new video. Shouts out to my cousin back home in Mississippi. She's the one who sent it to me. But yeah, this corona stuff is getting serious, y'all. Like, apparently China's not really giving everybody the full disclosure on what's been going on. And yeah, it's big time. So big time that over 60 million people are on quarantine. Some bordering nations to China, like Russia, have cutting off ties with them. They're starting to find out that maybe it didn't originate where they said. I know we had said it was a Wuhan district.
Wuhan, yeah. Seafood
markets, and now they're saying that they might not have nothing to do with seafood, basically. Or not that it doesn't have to do with seafood, but it didn't start with seafood, because
right.
cases have come out, like even the first ever case had nothing to do with seafood. So they're saying that the virus got put into the market after the fact. So this is not where it originated, but where it kind of ended up. So that's big. I know Jahvel referenced it earlier in the earlier podcast. It's just like a thing he had saw, but I ended up seeing later about the hospital. They actually did build a brand new hospital in like 10 days. Like, they built that shit quick as fuck, just to house more people, because it's becoming a big thing. And United States are on high alert. Like, they're telling all the people who are in China, come on in, come on back, because probably soon they might cut off, transportation to China. Like, it's that serious. So,
it's crazy how exponentially it's grown from the time. Because when did we talk about it? That
Last
at first
week?
No,
it's
it
been
was
a couple weeks.
Couple weeks now?
Maybe like 3 weeks, maybe.
Oh, 3 weeks? Really?
Yeah, because we had 2 episodes on it.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
Yeah, so
Time flies.
Time flies.
it's
Time
been like,
flies.
I would say about the beginning of or mid of January.
That's what I was thinking,
gonna
maybe.
say mid-January.
Damn, dude, I thought it was like shit.
Well, you got to think they didn't even announce it till the end of December.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
They didn't
He
announce-
said it December 1st, but they announced it December 31st.
Yeah, and that's another thing. So they've known about it since the 1st of December.
Mm-hmm.
The first case, I guess, was the 1st of December, but they didn't release anything and was hiding it from not only us but their own people
Right.
till the 31st of December. So a whole month for them just like putting it under wraps.
And see, that's another. I mean, I understand why sometimes you don't want to say something in terms of telling your whole population like, "Oh, we fucked up," but I think, granted, we're not citizens of China, but as citizens of the United States, I think there's certain things that we should be informed of as things are, as things happen. Not wait a month and a half and be like, "Hey, by the way, guys, there's a deadly virus that we just happened to let out." Yeah.
Oops.
No,
Yeah.
right.
So I don't know. I understand that a lot of it has to deal with the crowd control in the sense of how people are going to react to the news. To, I guess, as it gets said, but still, man, I don't know. I just think that you should still say something about it. But that's my opinion.
Right.
At least get, so people's aware of it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cautious. If you don't let them know, then they don't know nothing about it, and they just catch us like, what the fuck is this shit? At least if you let them know, they're more cautious and aware of it,
My thing is now they aware of it, but it's like, hey, y'all under quarantine. I feel like that's kind of how some people found out. It's like not even like, hey, you guys, this is it. Be careful. It's like, oh, it's out. It's been out here, so now we got to do this because we didn't tell y'all.
Exactly.
Like, that's kind of crazy, but
And I'm not dumbfounded because Hispanics be putting up houses in like mere hours. So, but the fact that they put up a whole building, like a hospital, whatever the hell it was, in 10 days,
yeah, it's a hospital.
that's crazy to me.
That's big time. Like, that ain't no little, 2-bedroom, 2-bath.
No, that's a
That's a big building.
That's a big building,
but that just shows the severity of it. Like,
but yeah, because I mean they were putting in that overtime at that point to be able to get this up just so they could get more people that are already infected with the virus in. But still, though, I think all of this could have been prevented to. Not I'm saying like to any greater extent, but at least to an extent, if they were just like, hey, up front, like, hey, bro, this happened.
A little more tamed.
Yeah. And, if they're just like, hey, this happened and we need to work on this shit now. Not December 31st. Hey, by the way, after 30 days have passed, like, you're going to tell me after 30 days when we could have tried to do something to contain this a little bit better. But, and
that's what
you
y'all
see,
doing.
yeah, and then you see where we're at now. So,
right.
well, you see where China's at now.
Yeah, China.
Facts.
Because it hasn't hit yet here, like to that extent, even though I can see it happening just about anywhere in the world.
Oh, yeah.
So
I think it was like 14 confirmed U.S. cases.
Really? 14?
I think is what I saw.
Oh, yikes.
I know there was a couple whenever we first talked about it, or a little. I think it was the second time we talked about it. There was a couple confirmed cases in the like Orange County and stuff like that. Remember that?
For there to be only 14, that's kind of. It's not. I mean, it's not good. Obviously, it's 14 people, but it's not as bad as like because China's was like
It's up there.
piling up. Like,
Well, you got to think about the population density in China.
That's
Everybody's
true.
like on top of each other.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
Like China's overpopulated. So
So
I,
sneezing on niggas and it's 20 niggas.
yeah, exactly. So even if you just talk, hey, what up, homie? That's 20.
That's 6 niggas right there.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's just because that's what the video was saying or whatever.
It's
It's
airborne.
like it's airborne.
Okay,
So
yeah.
In like a nice sized room. Like,
yeah,
everybody in that room hitting it.
yeah, exactly. It's
That's
like
true. That's true.
it's like passing the joint, but this time it's a virus.
Yeah.
Everybody take a hit. Let me stop. Let me stop.
Chill.
Lord, my mind.
You stupid.
But anyways, but yeah, again, even though it's nothing crazy going on here, just be mindful. Like we've been saying, take it a little bit more serious.
Right.
And go get checked out if anything. Even if it just feels like the common cold. just go get checked out.
Right.
You'll be getting checked out for STDs. Go check out for the virus.
Please. Shit, niggas don't even do that.
Hey, bro.
Niggas don't even do that.
I'll talk about it later. I'll bring it up later.
Oh,
but just know
okay.
I had a brain plague.
My man feel like Sheen right now.
Planet Sheen.
Planet Sheen wrote a big brain plays. But anyways, yeah, just, be mindful of the whole situation in China and the fact that there's been a few confirmed cases here. So nothing here in North Carolina as of now, but that can change in a matter of days.
For real. And
so
I don't know. I just have this bad feeling about this whole thing. Because one, like you said, people ain't taking it serious.
Nope.
Two, it's obviously a bigger deal than we thought it was. I pray that it's not this bad, but what if it is on some world ending shit? Not world ending, but like a black plague or like some level. Because who's to say that it can't get to that level? Because I always thought about that. I don't know about y'all, but like when you hear about stuff in the past, like Black Plague and bubonic plague and Black Death, whatever, it's like, how did that shit just like what how does it start? Like it don't just be here and it just everybody die at once. Like it's a gradual thing.
Yeah, I guess if for the Black Plague, since it originated in rats, it's kind of hard to maintain rats. You know what I'm saying? So I can see that. But my thing is, where did they contract? It was like a mutation within them that happened, and then obviously it's the fucking Dark Ages. Right. So like they ain't had nothing like us where they could check shit out like that.
But do we have something for that? I don't even think we got something for that. Like
for what?
For coronavirus.
Nah, I think this strain is like a different strain or some shit like that. But I just kind of thought about this whenever you were talking about that, and we're talking about like overpopulation. What if this was like the plan for China, and they released it so they can like cut down on that overpopulation? Bro.
Oh, so now you're thinking, okay, it's some government shit.
Yeah, like because they never gonna tell you.
Yeah, oops, we accidentally on purpose dropped that shit in your water.
Now y'all niggas gonna die.
Yeah, see, at that point, I'm thinking like, well, maybe it is on purpose,
right?
And if they did, that's fucked up.
Yeah. That would be real bad.
Like if it really came down to like if it came out and they were like, yeah, they did it on purpose. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, that would be messed up. Because like I think in that video too, they said that in near Wuhan or around Wuhan, they had that facility that is like a bio facility. I can't remember exactly word for word what he said.
Oh, that with that like level 4 security clearance for it, where they have like some of the world's deadliest viruses in there, or pathogens. I'm sorry,
pathogens, and coronavirus was there.
Yeah, so
like you said, it might be a different strain that's out, but still, that
I don't know, man.
Sounding real Resident Evil, bruh. Umbrella Corp shit.
Hey, for all we know, that is the Umbrella Corp.
So
shout out to Resident Evil though.
That was a good game.
Yeah,
but I don't know about the movies too much. I wasn't a big fan of the movies.
I've never played a Resident Evil game.
You missing out, bro.
I've never played one.
I think Resident Evil
2 just got like remastered or whatever.
What's the one, or is it 3? Resident Evil 3 was the one on GameCube.
How many is there? Like 7? 8?
Dude, there's
a good bit now.
There's a good bit of Resident Evil
like
games.
The main numbered ones, and then there's like the side ones,
and I think
in between ones.
But then they end up switching at some point where they're no longer the horror games that they were at one point. So
what you mean?
Because if you play like Resident Evil 1 and even 2, you can see like the aspects of how they did it compared to like 5, where it really wasn't like a horror game. It was more so like an action-y shooter zombie type game.
So it started off as like a horror game?
Yeah, just play Resident Evil 2.
Because it was like you were close quarters. Like some shit would just jump out and be like, oh, fuck, pop, pop, pop. Like, now it's like just horrors and you got a bunch of...
that's what I'm saying. Like if you play Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 2 is probably one of the greatest games ever made.
I got one of them for 360 in here, so...
Hey, bro, it's all fun and games, so we pulled that bitch out.
360
out. But speaking of tangents...
You know how we do. Y'all know how.
Oh, Lord. But I guess to reel it back in... Not only back to the actual podcast, but to, I guess, close to home.
Yeah.
Nothing was really, like, I guess I don't want to say crazy about it, but I guess it was just very straight to the point. You know what I'm saying? Because at least with, like, the coronavirus, things develop over time. There's, like, no development with this because everything kind of just happened all at once.
It was a one thing. One take.
In one take. But Did anybody ever hear what store it was from or where it was?
No, so I went to what's the place called? GNC.
GNC, yeah.
I get that GNC, I get all them shits mixed up. But
Yeah.
the little workout place, Alamance Crossing Nutrition shit.
Yeah, GNC.
right next to the I think it's Lens Crafters.
Mm-hmm.
Guy named Jake. I had a class with him. I don't know him like that, but I had a class with him. He's like, "Yo, you guys ever hear about the lady?" I was like, "What lady?" He's like, "No, the lady that went dumpster diving, and now they can't find her body." And I was like, "Nah." He's like, "It was either one of these dumpsters back here or the ones over there near Dick's." And I was like, "Nah, dude, I ain't heard about it." He's like, "Well, anyway, like a lady had went dumpster diving to get some shit, and I guess like a dumpster truck came, picked it up, and threw her in the back." He said, "Cause we can't." He said that was the last time the camera saw her was when she was in a dumpster, like she never came out. So I mean, I'm assuming that's what happened when she was dumpster diving.
Because my sister sent me the headline.
The headline?
Yeah, about it or whatever. But all it said was that she was like, her remains were found in the landfill. That's all it said. But and the fact that it was like she was dumpster diving and from like at a place in Alamance Crossing. I just never knew if it said any like, you know.
I don't know if it's a specific store, but that's what he said. It was going around Alamance Crossing, all the stores. He thought it was either the dumpsters behind our store or the ones over there at Dick's. But it was around here somewhere.
Okay.
He knew that for sure. He was like, yeah, the camera got it. The last time it saw the girl was her getting inside a dumpster, and we haven't seen her since.
Damn.
But my thing is, because obviously I've never dumpster dived. I know what I know what it is though.
Yeah, obviously,
but obviously I just think if it's a store, I don't see why there would be anything hazardous in there to, you know, for her to, well, unless she like just took a bad fall, she jumped in there,
broke her shit.
snap, you know what I'm saying, and then she can't move. But even then, like if a dumpster truck's coming and I just snap my damn leg, I'm yelling, I'm like, help, you know what I'm saying?
But I don't know if they can really hear though.
Yeah, because it's not like the people who pick up our trash. They don't have to come out. They just pick it up.
Pick it up with the little thing, exactly.
Yeah,
they pick it up, they flip it in there, and then that's when like all the dumps, you know, all the trash falls
they
out.
don't, you know, go.
I don't think they paid attention. Let me see if a body falls out that bitch. You know?
Well, I bet you they going to now.
Well, yeah, that's like your last. You know, that's the last thing you think of is a body's gonna. No, I don't know nowadays. I don't know. Niggas be killing niggas throwing them in the damn dumpster. So
I don't know, but still, that shit crazy to me. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
She probably was screaming if she was still alive at the time. She probably couldn't get out. That's the only thing I could think of.
Yeah. Probably was alright.
Unless it was just bad time and she got in there and it just
okay. So my next question is this though: do they pick them up forward or they pick them up backwards?
Backwards, isn't it backwards?
Sometimes I mean it depends because some have it in the front, but some have them in the back. But most of them, because the ones I've seen, like it's like these little things and they shoot them up and then they pick them up to the back. You know, so I think they come into forwards and just drop you in the back.
So if it's me, I'm thinking like, oh shit, here's a dump truck. Like, let me get my ass out.
I see what like from her point of view.
Yeah, from her point, because you know, I'm like, obviously everybody knows what a fucking dump truck sounds like.
Yeah.
So exactly.
That's what I'm saying. She must have, like we said, she must have fell to the point where she fucked her ankle up or some shit where she couldn't get herself out.
Okay,
that's the only thing I could think of.
Okay, so there's another question. Then probably me sounding dumb to an extent, but I don't care because I'm gonna ask it anyways. How deep is one of these dumpsters?
They ain't that deep.
I guess it depends on how big it is. Cause some are small, some are big. But I mean, I feel like if it was at Dick's, are they sharing the dumpsters like between Dick's, BJ's, Kohl's?
I feel like they are. If it's like one or especially if there's like let's just say it's one big one on one side and one big one on the other side, right? Then they gotta be smack full of shit.
Yeah, that's true.
So, okay, let's say it's like not completely like top full, but let's say midway. If I'm jumping in there, I'm thinking like, okay, I can still get out. Right. So my thing is, what the fuck happened?
She's the only person that knows, and she dead, so I don't know.
No.
So, but the crazy thing is, so you're saying they have video
that's
of
what
her
he was
jumping
saying.
in,
and that's it.
And that was the last time they saw her. That's what he said.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's confirmed.
That's crazy. Because my question is, when did it happen? Like how long did it take before the dump trucks came and she was in there? Like, was it she jumped in and then they came, or was she in there for a few days? Because if that's the case, I'm sure somebody would have threw some shit.
Questions that need answered, because again, I was reading the article and the headline or whatever, and they really didn't say anything other than the fact that she was dumpster diving, and then they found her remains in landfill or some shit like that. And at that point, I'm like, okay, I see how we got from A to C, but what the fuck happened with B?
And that's the part they're keeping away from us.
Yeah, so I'm kind of confused because obviously we got to wait. I mean, granted, I don't know how great her remains are because it didn't really say. But I need to know if, I guess, once the autopsy report comes out and see what the fuck happened. Like, did she have something?
Well, don't they compact this stuff once they dump it all in, like the dump
Oh wait, I
trucks?
think that's what happened.
Now that I think about it, because like once you put it in, they got to compact all the trash. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To make
Oh,
more
bro, shit,
room.
her ass got
'Cause
compacted.
she probably got compacted and like crushed.
Oh yeah. Never mind.
Now that I think about it.
Yeah.
But I don't think not all of them have that unless
Well,
you're talking about in the truck.
No, I'm saying in the truck, but to
Oh,
make,
yeah.
like to make more room. Because you know when we do like the cardboard,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
example, at work, to make more room, they compact it. You know what I mean? Just to make. 'Cause, I mean, if you're just doing, let's say, if you do like a dump truck, you do 3, that probably can fill it up. But if you can compact it in, you can probably do a few more. You know what I mean? So maybe.
But my thing is like, okay, if that's the case, then that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I mean, you get smashed up and them things, they
Hell
bust
yeah.
it.
But they hit.
There's some real pressure. But my thing is, that's if she didn't make it to the truck. Like if she was, or not that she didn't make it to the truck, or for instance, like that's how she went out. But like I'm talking about like beforehand. Like how did she like? I don't know. It's just my brain hurt.
Bro, they're just things that don't add up.
Yeah.
The mathematics ain't adding up.
It's a whole lot of questions to it, but
It's a whole lot of
the day,
unknowns.
I mean, she gone.
Yeah, that's one thing that's
Did anybody
known.
get a name?
Nah.
Nah, I didn't even get a name
I ain't got a
either.
name. He didn't know. That's all he told me.
And like I said, I was just going off. I ain't really, like I said, it was just something that happened, and
Yeah, I wouldn't have known about it until you brought it up today. But
Yeah.
hey, like I said, it got that place. He had told us, and I was like, nah, bro, I didn't hear anything about it. So like, he was pretty excited to tell the story. So I mean, I guess it was like a whole thing going around AC because
I just
I
imagine
mean, there ain't
being,
much going on around AC.
Yeah.
So I guess at this height.
but still, just imagine being having to tell someone, "Hey, bro, this girl died."
yeah, like
I'm just like, "Hey, bro, calm down."
like he was talking to, like he was a cool guy. So I guess he was just like, yo, let me tell these niggas this.
Right.
So
I mean, I guess, but I don't know. Again, whatever her loved ones are going through, I hope they find peace with it.
it's crazy.
Facts.
Because, like I said, it's just
Another
it's just one of those. It's not even just a death, but it's just one of those like weird deaths, like
Yeah.
strange ones. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
Definitely out the norm.
But if you do go dumpster diving, be careful. If you feel like, oh, I'm good about it, I know X, Y, and Z. Yeah, well, you might not.
You never know.
So again, I would tell you with everything, just be safe with what you're doing.
At least go at night. Cause how often do those dump trucks come?
I mean, they might pop up at
I
night.
feel like it's a once a week thing, depending on the store. Some stores probably pay that come more often if they're trash bills.
I guess
up.
I guess it can come at
But
night.
I know when I was working at Sheets, it was only like once a week.
Once a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he had a nice sized trash can, so
I guess it depends on the store. And,
Yeah,
you know,
just
how much trash you
is,
got.
yeah.
Yeah, so I guess you can't really. It's not really like an exact answer. That's crazy.
Yeah, crazy things going on out here.
A lot of crazy things.
Yeah.
Is it time to talk about crazy things?
Yeah, I'm waiting on it. I'm excited.
Aliens.
Aliens be crazy.
Yeah. Oh man.
How y'all want to start it?
I mean,
Shit. Let's just ask a simple question. Y'all believe?
For sure.
100%.
Have you ever had any encounters with them?
Nah, I ain't. I ain't never seen no aliens.
I've never seen one. Besides that, I remember you and Josh. Y'all had seen that. Where were we going? We were going to play basketball.
You were going to play basketball. Oh, we did see a UFO.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
what?
So
Was
like
you on Bankhead?
this one.
Nah, I was not.
You had your old car. I was
Yeah.
in the back seat. I was on my phone. I didn't even see it. But I just remember, like, Josh was like, whoa. And then you had said you saw that too.
Yeah, bro, it was the craziest thing.
Because y'all both reacted at the same time, which is why I believe it. Because it ain't like, like, whoa. And it's like, what? And it's like, oh, yeah, I saw that too. But, like, y'all reacted at the same time, which is
Yeah.
fucking crazy. And I was on my phone, so I looked up and I was like, what the fuck happened? And that's when y'all were like, yeah, we just saw, like, a light or a beam shoot by, like, super
Bro,
fast.
that thing was just...
Yeah. And then I remembered it was like a green color.
Yeah, it was a green color.
And then like we were trying to follow it. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
bro. I'm like, fuck basketball. We're trying to follow
Yeah,
it.
that shit was
Bruh,
interesting.
It was a crazy. Yeah, because it was what it was. Because I was driving and I just happened to look up, and I guess me and Josh just happened to look up at the same time, and then we saw it. I literally looked. Josh looked at me like, "Did you see that?" And I was like, "Bro, I was hoping you would have said shit." Because I'm like, "Yes, I did." It's one of them things where I was just like, bruh, if he saw it, I hope he just been like, I was hoping he would just look back to the front and been like, I'm just gonna let it be. But nah, the fact that he was like, did you see that? And I was like, yeah, bruh, and then I'm like, fuck, man, we forgot the basketball.
That's what it was. Yeah, so it didn't really matter.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So I'm like, fuck, I'm following this bitch, bruh.
Yeah,
I dropped my damn car in the 5th gear and I took off.
Oh,
I think either me or Josh had called Austin. It's like, yo, we saw a UFO or whatever. And I think even Austin brings it. He's like, yo, remember that time y'all called me about that UFO? And I was like, yeah. He's like, I was so fucking confused. Because I answered the phone. Everybody was just fucking yelling, talking about UFO. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And y'all just would not answer my question. Y'all just kept yelling.
We followed that thing for about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I lost it at one point.
It was just that strange, like we were following it, like you said, for a while. Because, I mean, it was, I think when we saw it, when y'all saw it, it was like sunset.
Mm-hmm.
We followed it till it got dark. And then that's when you can see a little bit more clear because it's dark and it was like a bright neon green.
Like green color.
It's weird.
It was like if you looked at it, you just knew that color did not belong in the fucking sky.
Yeah. You just had to see it. Because I saw it. I was like, that's just.
It just looked odd. And
obviously, it's not a plane.
No, and the thing was like standing still. Because like, mind you, like we were following it and it was going, and then we got to a point and it just stopped, and it was just like sitting there. And then it went away.
Followed it for a good 30 minutes.
Yeah.
It was sunset and it got dark. And we followed it for a while. I think we hit like a little patch of trees.
Yeah.
And then we got from behind the tree. That's when it disappeared.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, after that, bro, it was gone. And I'm like, and we never saw it again. And I was like, I even told them, I was like, hey, well, I'm driving, just keep an eye out, just see if we see it again.
Never.
I remember checking, kept Googling shit like UFO spotted in Mebane or some shit, just in case maybe somebody else saw it, had a video of it or whatever, but none never came up. So
damn, nobody thought to take the video out.
Bro, trust me, if we would have took the video, y'all wouldn't have seen.
Oh,
like it was like
it's one of those videos you can't video it to see it. It would have been super faint. So you just had to look at you had to be there in person to see it.
Yeah, but that shit was crazy because. That's the reason I knew it was something is because the fact that me and Josh just reacted at the same time.
And that's when I was like, yo, these niggas serious.
Yeah, this ain't right. So
I was on my phone, like I said, so I was just like, huh? And then they had reacted at the same time. So I was like, okay, these niggas for real.
Yeah. Like I said, shout out to Josh though, because if it wasn't for, I guess, him reacting the way I reacted,
I was going to let it be.
I was going to let it be, but that turned into a nice little 30, 45-minute adventure.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
Yeah, because like I said, we passed all the F. I booked it all. I'm telling you, I dropped that. I dropped to first because I was about to turn, and then they were like, we forgot the basketball or whatever. And then that's whenever we saw everything. And after that, bro, I just started shifting gears, and I was gone.
Damn, he said we're gonna go see what this is.
Yeah, because I was curious at that point.
It was fun.
It was fun. But shout out to Josh for being there. And
do you have an alien encounter?
Hell no, nigga.
Really?
That'd be tight. I mean, I've heard stories, but I've never seen anything that's I've never seen shit. It took me forever just to see a shooting star. So
okay, I see that.
Yeah, I've never had them pull up. Hey, fam, what's good? Nah, I don't have any.
Bring chillers to the dinner.
Yeah, I mean, I've read up on stories kind of what I was showing y'all earlier or telling y'all earlier about the guy who said he did child labor for aliens, and which is crazy because he said that they took him out of as a 5-year-old. And he did this whole term, a 20-year term, as a
straight child labor,
as a child laborer for aliens on this big ass.
Did he say it went by fast? Was it
no? I mean, he
real time, or
he didn't say anything about the time itself. He just explained the things that he was doing. I guess when you're abducted by aliens and doing shit for aliens, you don't care about how much time is going by. Because you probably don't know because how time different in space.
That's what I'm saying. Okay.
So he didn't really talk about time like that, but he just talked about the things that he did on the ship and how he worked on a specific part of the plane and how the plane was so big there was no way he could have seen all of it. They really had him only working on one section, so it was he didn't really know what the fuck was going on.
Right.
Then he was just talking about just the type of technology they had, the advanced medicines they had, how he went to different bases on different planets and he got to experience alien hookers and, and just the whole nine. So he was just explaining that. And then what's so crazy about it, that ain't crazy enough. Apparently once his term was done, they put him back in his place on Earth in his body at the same age he was when they took him. So this nigga did 20
Damn.
years, and then came back to his 5-year-old or 8-year-old body. I can't remember how old he said.
Like they froze Tom, but not really.
Yeah, it's like
Crazy.
yeah, and I was like, wait, what the fuck? And he's like, the only reason I know that is because they were supposed to like wipe his memories before he went back, but apparently they fucked up and just left him. They was like, fuck it, nobody gonna believe him, and like he ain't gonna remember it anyway. It's like
That shit crazy.
And he was like, yo, I just remember it so vividly, things like that. And I'm just like, bruh. Like, it's
It's
crazy.
like you don't want to believe it, but at the same time, it could be true.
Yeah.
And at the same time, regardless if it's true or not, it's still an interesting story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Yeah, 'cause it's one of those weird things. Because going back to me and Josh, right, looking at that like flash of light just kind of go through. Something happened similar to like me and my dad back when I was living in Atlanta. Me and him were putting together a basketball goal, and when me and my dad work on shit together, it never ends well because we always end up arguing with one another. Especially because me and him are very alike. So yeah, we end up like arguing once we start putting shit together. My dad be saying shit and I be saying shit, and then both of us saying shit. It's one of those moments. It got to a point where me and my dad were working on this shit for I don't know a couple hours.
Damn.
And because my dad was telling me how to do shit, and I'm like, Dad, that's not how you do shit. And then it got to a point where me and him were just doing our own thing, and then it was like just inefficient work is what it was. So then we finally come back together, and me and him are just going back and forth, we're arguing. In the middle of this argument, Brett, mind you, like me and my dad are arguing as close as me and you are, Kev.
Okay.
Brett, a flash of light just hits like right in between us. Argument stops. My dad was like, "Did you see that?" And I was like, talk about that orange flash of light. He's like, I saw a blue flash of light.
Okay.
And then I was like, oh. He's like, let's just work on this basketball goal. And then after that,
I would have went in the house.
Right, we finished it. The argument stopped, and then me and him just let it be. And but I will say that flashlight did cut all that animosity.
Bro, I'm sure it did, because it's like, what the fuck?
So my thing was, what if it was an alien but an act of God? It was like, hey, bro, y'all stop being some shit.
Hey, that's what I was saying. That's like an act of God. It sounds like guardian angel or something.
Or something like being like, bro, y'all too damn old to be doing this shit.
How old were you?
I was 15.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, I remember being like, yeah, because it was like 14 or 15. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Damn.
And I was fucking hothead at 14 and 15.
So were you right or was he right?
I don't know who was right. At that point, the only thing I remember is that blue and that orange.
Wait, so you saw orange and he saw blue?
Yeah. But the thing was, we both saw a flashlight. We both, as soon as it was like quick as shit. Mind you, it was a clear night because it was like going towards like evening, it was evening going into night, and clear as night and nothing around. And then my mom was on our back deck that we had, and she was playing with our dogs. So we had two or whatever. They came up to the gate, and she was just kind of petting them. Right. And then my dad was like, "Did you see that?" She's like, "See what?" And he was like, "Nothing. Never mind."
Everybody go back to your regular schedule.
Yeah, but it was just. I remember that clear as day, just because we had a trampoline. We're by our trampoline, and we get arguing, and that's when that shit just
dropped.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and like I said, it was quick as shit. Like probably a second. Enough for me to see a color, my dad see a color of light, and then after that, we're just, all right, let's just finish this.
We're done.
And that's the last, like, at least that's the only time I ever saw anything crazy.
Okay. And this was in Atlanta? Okay. AT aliens.
Hey, bro, I feel like Fabo.
He said, I want to make it.
Help me.
But speaking of, just because we're talking about aliens, and then you talking about that, do y'all believe in like angels too? Like, because you said that might have been an act of God. Like,
I mean, yeah.
I had a story. It's actually my mom. She had told me a story years ago. She told me again, like maybe a year ago, but she told me like this like a long time ago when I was a kid. It was my mom, my aunt. I don't even know, and then my cousin Devontae. I don't know if she's actually my aunt, but that's just what I call her. So actually, I think they either dropped me off. They had dropped me off at my dad's grandma. So they live in Pittsburgh. So obviously Pittsburgh from here is kind of pretty good distance.
Yeah.
So they were driving back late at night. They were going up a hill. And then my aunt and my mom had saw like a flashlight beam by the car.
Right.
So they both reacted. You saw that or whatever, blah, blah, blah. They're like, yeah, I saw that. And right when that happened, they got in a wreck. And then she said what she remembers is that they had a child lock in the back. And Devontae, he was like probably, how old is Devontae? I'm 20. Devontae, I think he's like 6 years older than me, or maybe 4 or 5. So he's probably somewhere in elementary school, maybe like 10 years old or whatever.
Okay.
I don't know what I was at the time. But she said the child lock was on in the back, and then that they had a wreck and the car flipped.
Oh, shit.
They got out, but it was a child lock, so they couldn't get to Devontae's car. It was his door, but anyway, like he somehow got out through the child lock. So to this day, they believe that was a guardian angel that had went by the, obviously by the windshield, unlocked the door, the child lock, to let him out.
Wow.
My mom swears up and down. I was like, well, as I get older, I'm just like, you sure? She's like, I swear up and down that happened. And then she's like, I swear, I know for sure that child lock was on because we had you. And I remember putting a child lock on in the back door. And then so somehow it got unlocked. And we saw that flash of light. So I believe that was a guardian angel that came in the car, unlocked the child lock to let Devontae out. To this day, she swears up and down.
I
So,
mean, shit, bro.
I believe it. And I was like, so what happened after that? She's like, yeah, we wrecked at this house. And then we got out the ditch, went up to them, and they helped us out. So yeah, to this day, she swears.
I mean, that's kind of crazy. Very, very.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those unexplainable things.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the only way you can explain
Obviously, if
it
somebody's
is-
telling you a story like that, you don't believe it.
Yeah.
People aren't going to believe anything unless it happens to them.
Right.
Right.
So, like,
Especially
obviously,
things related to things like that, like supernatural.
exactly, yeah, stuff like
you know,
that. That's not
higher
really
power
explained.
stuff.
Yeah. But it's my mom, so I'm like, I don't think she'll lie about that. She's very, like, religious. Not very religious, but, she believes in God and stuff. But to this day, she swears up and down that it was a guardian angel.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's crazy. So.
Okay. Well, yeah.
That's wild.
That is.
Yeah,
I've
I
never
don't
heard-
think I've ever told you that
No.
story. Yeah.
That's the first I'm hearing of it. That's crazy. But again, it's just one of those unexplainable things that there's no you can't. It's one of those things you can't believe because it's so unbelievable, and not in a bad way, but one of those situations where But at the same time, it's. I mean, it could be the explanation. One will never know, but. Like I said, I ain't want not people to believe stuff. That's what she believes. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, especially if somebody believes it that much, then
strongly,
you can't really argue that because it's just like, hey, that could have happened actually.
Yeah, because that reminds me, just because of that story, I was gonna say another story which I'll save for after, but this story was something about I think it was my grandma. It was my grandma told me about a story about how one time she was like partying. Back in New Orleans. This is, she was out there, I don't even know, maybe like the 60s, maybe somewhere around there, 70. No, I take that back. It was actually earlier than that, or later than that, because I would say maybe more like 80s.
Okay.
80s, close to 90s. She was partying at this lady's house. My grandpa Mav, the one I told you about, the one from Atlanta.
Oh, yeah.
Her, him, had a few people over, like friends and family over. They're partying, having a good time.
Kickback, kind of?
Yeah, kind of like a little kickback.
Yeah.
Music's playing, they dancing, drinking, having a good time.
Okay.
So they tell me that this lady comes. This lady comes to the party. Nobody knows the lady.
Okay.
At least my grandma or, Mav, they don't know the lady, right?
Right.
So, but they, it's a party and it ain't at their house, so they assuming whoever hosted the party knows this lady.
Yeah.
Oh, so they let her in.
So they let her
okay.
in. She comes in, they having a good time. They partying, dancing. Nobody knows her. I guess they chop it up with her a little bit. She didn't really go into deep detail about like talking with her and things like that.
Yeah.
But, I know she says that my grandpa dances with her, the whole nine. They having a good time.
Okay.
And, they're talking, drinking, whatever. And then I guess as the party goes on, they start looking around like, where did this lady go? Like I guess I can't
like disappeared.
Just like disappears. And they're like, I don't know what happened to her. And so they asked, and he's like, oh yeah, y'all didn't see the lady that was X amount, talking about her height, description, talking about things like that. And they're like, yeah, who are you talking about? Like, we didn't see her. We don't know her. Like, who is this chick?
Oh, shit.
And, you know, my grandma was like, you know, but she was really dancing with Mav. Like, you know, they were
the whole
dancing,
nine.
having a whole good time.
Yeah.
You don't know who this lady is. And I'm like, no, I thought we knew. Or maybe I think she said that they saw her, but they didn't know who she was either.
Okay.
They just thought that because she was dancing with him that they knew
They
her.
knew him.
Yeah.
So everybody think they knew this lady, but nobody knew this
Nobody
lady.
knew the
Oh,
lady.
shit.
Yeah.
But she just dipped, like,
Gone.
just gone.
Like disappeared or like
ghosted.
or like okay, like ghost. I was gonna say like ghost or like walk back out the door type
No,
shit.
nobody remembers her leaving. Like, nobody remembers her
Man,
leaving.
that gives me
And
chills.
nobody knew who she was.
So you think it was like a spirit?
Yeah, and that's what she said. She feels like it was a spirit, but she was like a peaceful spirit. Obviously,
Yeah.
She can't, get turned up one time.
Yeah, she get
and then
man.
went back on. But yeah, I remember her telling me about that, and obviously I butchered the story because she told me this a little while ago, so I don't remember it word for word.
Yeah, that's the thing. I feel like I butchered mine, but I think I was like pretty close, accurate with it. But like, I gotta get my mom to tell it.
You said yours. I was like, that reminded me instantly of
Yeah.
that story she told me. And I mean, like, my grandma wouldn't lie about something like that because it's like, what was the point? Like,
That's what I'm saying. I don't think my mom
Yeah,
would
walk
like,
go
wow.
through a huge
Unless she's trying to
fabricated
get me, believe in like God or whatever.
yeah,
That could be it. That could be it. But
yeah. But even still, it's
still,
like,
it's just
you
like-
could have gave me a better story.
yeah, it's like nigga, what?
Yeah, I don't know. At least in my situation, I feel like you could have came up with a better story than that. But I mean,
Yeah.
your story sound good. So
Yeah.
but yeah. So I definitely even still like spirits, ghosts. Being from New Orleans, I already kind of have like that superstitious not fear, but like belief in it because I mean.
I know you're from New Orleans. I always want to ask you this. You
Yeah.
ever seen like the voodoo shops?
Yeah, they're out there.
Legit?
I mean, I ain't messing with it. Look,
No.
me and
Like
the
you
spirit-
walk by?
Yeah,
Like,
there's like if you go to downtown, like New Orleans, like around the Bourbon Street area, like around the French Quarters and stuff like that, there's like gypsy ladies and like fortune tellers and like there is a voodoo shop and I don't know how real it is. I never went in there. But,
I was gonna. Have you went in any of those shops?
like I said, me and the spirits. Hey, bro, y'all do y'all thing.
I don't blame you because I don't think I would. I mean, obviously I want to hear a story, but
Yeah.
if it was me, I wouldn't fuck with it either.
So yeah, that's always been my it's just from growing up. It's like I believe, but I let it do its thing. Like if it don't mess with me, I won't mess with it type deal.
Yeah, no, I feel
like when you start messing with stuff, that's when shit start happening.
Yeah,
man.
and I'm
Niggas
cooling.
pulling out Ouija boards and all that. No,
Thank you. Y'all keep that. I'm chilling.
Once I see a nigga pull a Ouija board at somebody's house, I'm dipping, bro.
Yeah, it's time to peel.
Yeah, it's time to go. Hey, bro, I appreciate y'all, but I'm dipping.
Trying to conjure Satan? No.
John's like, come on, dude. Come on, man. It's not that bad. Done it before.
You know what? That's why I don't hang out with y'all folks.
no.
I'm just gonna grab me a burger from Cookout and hit up the homies. Hey, bro, what y'all doing? Playing 2K?
We're having a peaceful time. We gotta bring out the Ouija board.
Exactly. I'm like, peaceful time for me and the homie. We play 2K.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah, but yeah, the reason I even brought up spirits, not even spirits, but like angels and stuff. I'm a firm believer of angels, and that's another thing. Like I said, I believe in it, so that's why I don't mess with it, and it don't mess with me.
Right.
But what kind of solidified my belief,
Okay.
and it's kind of like it's like two stories that kind of tie in, and I think I told you, but I don't think I ever told you, Job. But it was the time when I went to Nigel's church. The last time, or not the last time, but one of the last times.
Yeah.
And I told you how like they brought me up, And mind you, this is like right before I really started getting back. Like it's kind of like around the time where I first started getting back into like Christian faith and stuff like that. And this is like one of the real reasons why I believe, because like you said, you don't really start believing until you have that experience. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
So, I'll never forget it. And Nigel is my firm witness. Like he will tell you the story because I told you about the first time I went to his church, like way back when they were in like Burlington.
Yeah, whenever they were trying to.
Kiera,
Yes,
I had Kiera with me.
that shit was fun.
Exactly.
Kiera's like
But
experience
Kiera's reaction,
Shit, that shit had me weak. Shut that.
My
Kiera,
reaction, and I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
this time, bro, I kid you not, like, and then ever since then, it's just like shit start happening. So, anyways. We went to the church or whatever. This is like right after the whole, shrooms trip too. Like, so it's a little bit later down the line. I went to the church, really good word. So like I was already like into it, because it felt like it was one of the messages that was like for me. Like,
that makes sense.
It was one of those messages for me. And so it was like really hitting. I was already like in it, right? And like that whole time, I was just like really feeling the word, like the, message was good. They had a good little worship, things like that. And then, you know, their church, just to give like some backstory, like their church is really like old school.
Okay.
So, you know, it's really small congregation. Really nice people though. Everybody's friendly. Everybody's cool. Definitely Baptist. But it's like old school. So, you know, they're big on worship. They're big on like anointings, things like that. Because like, they call their pastor apostle. And you know,
I've heard that.
Yeah, and so, you know, I'll never forget Nigel was telling me, this is like one time me and him linked up, and he was just explaining about like how his apostles, like sometimes just stuff that be going on when they're out together, it just don't make no sense. Like, dude is definitely anointed, you know, he has that anointing on him, you know. And of course, this is back when I didn't really, like, I believed, but I was like, did I believe in him? Not so much, you know, because I don't know a guy like that. Like,
so you were more skeptical of him than the actual like faith.
Actual faith.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because I know there is, you know, real anointings and people that are doing, you know, works for God. But then there's also so many shiesties. You know, mugs just or money sucks. You know, for the wrong reason. So I'm always skeptical.
Yeah, of course, you gotta be. You gotta take everything with some skepticism.
Exactly. So, you know, anyways, good service, everything's good, and then he calls me out, kind of deal, because I think if I remember correct, he was talking about, you know, really embracing God, putting on the armor of God. You know, he did like a little representation, and it was kind of weird because he like calls me out and he's like, you know, how did you? Because I think it was like the first time I had been there in a while. Since they had their new place in Durham, because they're in Durham now. And he was like, you know, how did the message feel? Did it feel like it was for you? Like, he called me out on it. I'm like, bro, like, yeah, a little bit. And he was like, he was like, you know, when I first met you, and he said this when I first met him too, which is even more weird because it goes back to the whole story about how he, like, you know, try to do the whole, I guess, what is it, like anointing of me, like, right? And, you know, I told you that story, which is a whole other story. I'll be here forever talking about that.
That's so funny.
So, you know, he brought that back up and he was just like, you know, I said this before, you know, I really feel like God has a calling for your life, things like that, you know, and, you know, this message was for you type deal. Then he like used like the anointing oil that they have at their church, you know, things like that. And, you know, he was just talking. Then he starts talking in tongues. And at first I'm like, yo, okay, this is kind of weird. You know? But, you know, I'm just relaxed. Like, I'm just like, okay, whatever, you know, this might be something because I'm getting back into faith, you know. Bro, all I remember is while he's doing this, like, I just remember seeing like a light because I close my eyes and, you know, I'm praying. He's like, you know, he's like, close your eyes, pray, things like that, bro. I remember vividly. It was a light, like a bright light,
and like a white, dark, like a white light
in the dark because I have my eyes closed. White light, bro. And as he's talking, like I hear like not voices, but like just like it's like a, I don't even know how to explain it, but I could hear him, you know, praying over me and things like that. And then like the light, and then just the feeling that I had, it just felt like God was talking to me. It was the weirdest thing, but
like, you could hear him. But did it sound like it was faded?
Yeah, it was kind of faded. It wasn't like strong because obviously I could hear everything around me.
Yeah, but it's like his voice was just faded, and you could hear like another.
And I got really hot, like, and then next thing you know, I was on the ground. Like, damn, dude. Bro, it was the craziest thing. And then I remember them like being behind me because they like caught me because I guess like
they probably knew it was gonna happen.
They knew it was gonna happen, and like obviously like I've been to the church before and people have fell out before.
I always thought it was people just being dramatic, but
bro, same, and that's why it threw me back, and that's why I haven't really told a lot of people about it. Well, now everybody who listens to the podcast knows, but you know it was just like because at that time it was so much for me. Like, bro, what? I went from the guy who was like, yo, these people be faking to like, it was me.
It was you, exactly. Like, that's what I'm saying, man.
Bro, and so I'm just like sitting there, and, you know, like I said, I'm just sitting there just taking it in. Like, he's talking to me. Like, it's just the whole feeling of it. And it's so funny, though, because it makes it so funny because I'm like, to me, this is a big deal because I'm like, bro, like, what the hell just happened? Nigel and them are just chilling. Like, this is just another Sunday for them. Because this happens so often. And I'm just like, all right. So fast forward to my angel story is because I was at work one day. I don't even know where I was at, but this is when I was with AmeriLife.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, working with AmeriLife. So they had me all over Greensboro, Winston-Salem, Asheboro, all that. So I can't remember where I was, but I was with my coworker, Brad. This is the same day we talked about the same alien story I just told you, too. But keep going. I'll never forget, I was in the gas station. And this old black dude comes up to me. He's like, man, how you doing, man? You know, one of them, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? This, that, and the third. He's like, I was like, hey, what's good, man? He's like, how you doing? You doing all right, brother? You good? You good? You blessed? And I was like, yeah, I'm blessed, man. I'm having a great day. He's like, man, you already got it. You know you got it. Like, I'm just like, what you mean? He's like, man, you know what I mean. And I'm like, whoa.
No, I don't.
Cool. But he was so cool. But he just, like, made me feel comfortable, though, too.
Okay.
Like, he was just like, and I felt like it was like a guardian angel type person because he was, like, real cool. Like, he was real cool. He was real, like, uplifting, you know.
Okay.
He was, I mean, then again, he might have been trying to get $1, but he didn't ask for no money, you know. So it wasn't like he was doing it for a purpose.
Yeah.
But the fact that he was just like, he felt like he knew me type deal. I'm like, I don't know you though. You know? So I just felt like he was, you know, in the middle of nowhere. I ain't never been to this place before, so I just feel like, you know, I've always felt like there was like been protecting, like not anointing, but like guardian angels. I do believe in it.
Same.
So, you know, I've always had a good life. You know, things have been good, but it's like the manifestation of like angel people.
Yeah.
Like, I never thought about that. I always thought they were like in the sky, like heaven, like not really.
Like the stereotype.
But it's like as I got older, I was like, maybe they really are angels, like, you know, because I feel like there's definitely demons, like, you know, like there's some real corrupt people out here. Yeah. But, you know, that's just as my faith has grown. It just, you know.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I can't, like, it's stuff that I can't even, I can go forever on that type of stuff, but, you know, and that always brings up the question I was going to ask you guys. So, I mean, obviously you say you're Christian, or, you know, you are Christian. You are, you know, kind of somewhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah, you're kind of somewhere in there. Oh. But I always say, like, as far as people who are Christian, and, you know, you read the Bible, about all these great people in the Bible and how they did great works and great acts and were talked to by God. Do you believe that, not necessarily like a second coming, but like, do you believe that there's people in the world today that are going through the same things that people in the Bible went through? So like people like John and, you know, Noah, like, is God out here talking to certain people, giving them certain types of enlightenment, you know, or not even enlightenment, but on top of that, like some of the things that they said that they could do, like who was it, the one who turned his rod into a snake, like I forget his name, because I was just listening to a little not sermon, but some guy talk about him. I think it was James, maybe it was James, I can't remember, but you know, the guy who could turn this rod to a snake, he did it for the king. And then, you know, when he picked it up, it turned back to the rod. Like, do you think that people were really out here doing stuff like that? Who are really, like, God's chosen people doing works on earth to, like...
I feel like that's one of those things that you're not going to believe until it happens to you, until you witness it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't...
That's hard.
It's hard to answer for the very fact that that's very... specific to a religion, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I'm not even saying Christian, but I'm just saying God in general. Like, do you feel like God is talking to
certain people?
Oh, just people, like
giving across the board.
Yeah, like, I think I mean, why? I don't know how to refer to God in terms of just
a universal.
So yeah, I guess
the higher power.
I guess the higher power. Yeah, I think why not? You know what I'm saying? Because if it happened before, it can happen again. Yeah. And people have to realize that things happen in cycles.
Yeah.
So if we're talking about a second coming, then yeah, it's gonna happen. It's just a matter of when. You know, the higher power, regardless of what religion you believe in or, you know, don't believe in, whatever higher power it is that you want to put your whatever in, yeah, I think it's gonna happen. Because like I said, I just think everything in life happens in cycles.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with the whole universe expansion thing, right? Where the universe being created, at some point, this universe is going to die out for another one to be born.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, again, every cycle has its life and death.
Mm-hmm.
So once I think this iteration of life that we all believe in reaches that death, if you want to call it that, I think that's when the second coming will come. And again, just a higher power throughout the whole, across the board.
Yeah.
That's so. To answer your question, yes, I think it is happening. I think God is reaching out to people about doing X, Y, and Z. But unlike, I think the first time, because I don't think everything ever repeats itself, at least, you know,
word for word.
Yeah, but I think there's little differences each time to try and make it better for the next iteration. It might be one of those things where instead of showing people, keep it to yourself until it's time for it to go down, kind of thing.
Right. Because because in the Bible it's like everybody's like, hey, yo, y'all got to get right. God, like God was out here like, putting him in front of people. But no, that makes sense. How just to kind of like, okay, that makes sense. What about, and you say, you doing that too.
Like, well, I mean, there's everything else in the world. Why not? You know what I mean?
True. You don't know until, like you said, it happens.
Yeah, until it happens.
Yeah, man. The world's a mysterious place.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
What about you? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, especially after my story. Like,
exactly.
I was just like, I definitely.
Yeah, you got like a personal story, that happened to you. Like mine is just told to me. I don't think I have anything.
Yeah, see, I'm the same way. I don't think I have anything, at least that I can think of in terms. Well, I don't want to get into that just yet.
Yeah, I kind of have one too, but I feel like it'll be kind of long.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way too. So I'm like, I'll hold it on to the next conversation. And it's just because I don't feel like talking about it right now more than anything.
This one, I don't think I've ever told nobody this. I've kind of always been scared to tell somebody. That's kind of why. Because I don't know, like, with mine, I don't know if it was like a good or evil spirit. It's weird. It's weird. I don't know how to explain it until I tell you. It's super weird. Like, I got you. I don't know. I mean, I can. Stay tuned. I mean, I might be able to. Where we at?
We're at a.
I got time. All right, so this happened when I was first working at Wilson's. I was probably there for like a couple months.
Okay.
Maybe like 4 months. Okay. Yeah, maybe I'll say anywhere. Probably half a year. Let's just say that.
Okay.
Came home from work, and then so usually me or my mom, like we have like outside lights. Okay. That we turn on before we both leave because my mom works second shift, so obviously she gets home late. So we turn on the lights before we leave for work, just so when one of us gets home at night we can see. But for some reason, I don't know if she forgot or I forgot, whatever. I always forget regardless. So if she forgets, then it's most likely not going to be turned on. Got home super late. Well, not super late, probably like 10 o'clock. I was blasting my music on my phone, and then I remember like going up to the door with my flashlight on and my music. And then, like, I turned it down a little bit to, like, find a key. I didn't have that's just what it was. I didn't have the light on at first. But I got to my door, and it was obviously pitch black. And I couldn't find my house key. Like, I was jingling. I couldn't find which one it was. So I turned my flashlight on. But I heard these weird, like, voices in my head. Not really in my head. Yeah. It felt like there was something behind me talking.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
I'm not going to say it was that's why when you were telling your story, I was kind of like faint, it was faint, yeah. It was like these voices behind me talking, but I couldn't quite
make it out
to what they were saying, but it was just like 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 super like fast, but I didn't know what the fuck it was. So like I turned my music off, and that's when I heard it even more. Okay, I was like, yo, I'm fucked up. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
So obviously I was hurrying up to get like my key in there. So I got my key and then opened the door, closed it, turned the light on to see if there was something out there. But when I turned the light on, because I have a garage, so I walked through my garage to get in the house. Y'all know that obviously. Yeah. So I turned the light on in the garage, but there was nothing there. I was so fucking creeped out. I was like scared as fuck because like I said, I don't know if it was like a good. If it was a spirit, I don't know if it was like a good spirit or an evil spirit. Just because I couldn't quite make out what they were saying
or the intention behind it.
Behind it. But like, I've never told nobody this because I just don't know what it is. Cause still to this day, it creeps me out. I still think about it all the time because like I always want to know like what it was, like what they were saying, or like if it was like a good or evil spirit. But I do remember like it could have been my grandma maybe. My grandma had died like like a year or two before that, so maybe it was her. But regardless, it was still kind of creepy.
You could make it out.
Exactly. Like if I made it out to what they were saying, I was like, okay, they saying some like crazy shit, or they saying some peaceful shit, like my grandma saying like she's okay, or some evil like you're gonna fucking die or some shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's what I'm worried about because I just don't know exactly what they were saying. Yeah. But maybe if I was listening a little bit harder, I could make it out, but I was fucking scared as fuck.
No, I mean,
when you're when you're like when it's pitch black and you're trying to get in your house and you hear voices behind you, you don't know what the fuck it is. I was really scared to like turn around and then flash my light on it and it'd be like some crazy entity or some shit, and then like something I'm not prepared to see.
Right.
That's gonna scare me and haunt me the rest of my life. So that's why I was really scared to just turn around and like look at it. But like once I got in the house, closed the door and turned the light on, that's when like the voices just went away. So like maybe if I was brave enough to turn around and then maybe there was something there.
Yeah.
but I doubt it. But
Yeah,
still to this day, I still think about it. I always wonder about it, but that's really it.
Okay.
Still, I mean, that's
still, you know.
Yeah, I never told nobody that story. Not even my mom, because I was always scared. Because I feel like if I tell my mom something like that, she's like, "Oh, you going to church?" So like, yeah,
Mama, I don't need church.
yeah. So
I
like,
need to know what's
it's
going
been
on.
years now. I'm like obviously calmed down about it, but I just never told nobody till now.
Yeah.
hey man, it's like that though.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody has that experience, like a supernatural experience.
Yeah, that's why I was like kept asking questions with yours because it was kind of like a similar thing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I kind of had a feeling they had something similar happen because you kept asking like very specific questions, and
Yeah.
I'm like, the fact that they're so specific, this man has something that.
Yeah, because it felt like it was like the same experiences I had. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So that's why.
Obviously, mine definitely in the
Yours is
better
definitely
setting.
like yours definitely in a
Yeah.
better setting. You know,
Yeah.
mine was just 10 o'clock at night,
By
dark as
yourself,
hell,
in
by
the
myself
country.
in the country, hearing fucking strange voices that I couldn't make out to be.
Hey, man, put some hair stand up on my neck.
Yeah, that's crazy.
man. That shit
That's
wild,
wild.
bro.
But,
I think that's all I got.
I feel it. Yeah, I don't have any stories. Like I said, I do, but I'm not trying to get into it
yeah.
because I just don't feel like getting into it.
I feel you.
So it's just one of those things. Because even till now, I'm still trying to make sense of all of it, just because of because just I guess what my mom has told me to the way just my life early on kind of happened.
Mm-hmm.
Where even to this day, I'm like, was it really the right decision on their behalf, kind of thing, from what I've heard, to what I'm doing now, kind of thing. And I'm just like, trying to make sense of everything.
Right.
So I'll eventually share what it is, but like I said, even till now,
That's something you don't just like talk about.
nah, because like I said, it's just really strange
I feel you.
on how things kind of
Go down.
yeah.
Damn, now you got me wanting to know what it is.
Bro, right.
Yeah, like I
It's like
said,
a cliffhanger.
Next time we bring up a topic like this, I'll depending on where I'm at
With it.
I'll definitely bring it up. Just because, like I said, I'm sure people have this experience all the time, but it's just one of those things where I'm just like, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I feel.
So
Yeah,
the next time we come up with something like this, like I said, if y'all bring up anything else, I'll
You drop it.
yeah, I'll drop it, but
Okay.
not right now.
Okay. Well, damn. KiWavers be having some crazy
Some
shit
deep
be
shit,
going on.
man. Deep shit.
Yeah, like, but that's dope though. Like, I mean, like I said, I always say, this podcast is like stuff we made this for this type of stuff. Like,
Oh yeah,
we really just started off with just like the idea of just, hey, let's make a podcast, let's make it interesting,
interesting and entertaining. That's really what it is.
and I feel like we've definitely been able to do that.
Exactly.
Facts.
And we always try to bring you the serious topics or whatever's going on in the world, but at the end of the day, it is our podcast, so we try to give you other realms as well.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's what we really want to talk about. Unless y'all send us a topic and we find it to be just as interesting as well, then we'll definitely talk about that too.
Yeah, speaking of, I definitely know what we're gonna talk about next time. So
Ooh, tune in.
we got 2020.
Good
vision.
luck.
Did you want to get into that last little bit?
Nah, we'll say that.
All right, we'll save that too.
we
All
gonna
right,
say
all
that
right,
too.
The last little bit was.
Yeah, we what we was gonna talk about. It's okay.
It's okay. Yeah, it's all right. It's all
I
right.
forget.
So, any last minute comments, concerns, thoughts?
No, man, I'm satisfied.
You tapped out.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna hold you. I kind of want to keep going. But nah, we can cut off.
Hey man, like I said, any last comments or concerns that you want to make before?
Nah.
You good?
We could have gotta bring this up again. That was dope.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll bring it a separate segment or a separate episode.
Yeah, something like that. We'll see. But I guess if y'all ain't got nothing else to say, I ain't got nothing else to say.
All right,
I got nothing to say.
well,
Y'all better say some shit in the comments.
yeah, definitely. Let us know what you're thinking.
Yeah.
If you had any stories similar to me and Jahvel's, definitely,
Oh yeah, let me know because I'm always interested in
Yeah.
alien stories, anything supernatural. I'm always interested in that. I would definitely listen. Like you can make some shit up and I will listen. Like I don't care, but that shit's just interesting. If you can make up like a crazy, fake, interesting story, I'm all ears.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Hey
You
man.
gotta be the best.
I love
of the
that
best.
shit. Yeah.
But well, I guess if y'all ain't got anything else to say, I know damn well I ain't got nothing else to say.
All right, then.
Then I guess. Damn. This is a lot shorter than usual. It's a little different. That's why I'm like, okay. But anyways, again, this is for us from Ivan News. Kevin, the sea cucumber, the handle guy, because he still hasn't come up with anything else. As always, whenever you listen to this, have a good day, evening, and night. As always, but that does it for us. So y'all take it easy.
All right, peace.
Peace.